And that 144 was Michael Faulkner. That 144 was Michael Faulkner. And a 110, James Moon from Lancashire. He's had quite a long ride down today. Number 10, Craig Drury from Sevenoaks, Kent. 51, David Radley from Liverpool. truly a British Championship when you see how far apart these lads come from. Number one of the two favourites I would say for today, Tom Perry from Wolverhampton. 151, Rob Mear. The other man I thought was favourite for the thing this afternoon was Charlie Saunders from Wiltshire. 191, Trevor Heath. Well, there was something on the internet about how he paid 2 entry fees as against it twice, so I think I better go and get the extra money. Well, number 19 this afternoon, Bob Cheshire, James Worrell. 14 Known as the famous Heath family. Number 12, Matthew Kid, Chris Watt. Number 13, his brother Matthew Kid, Rob Watt. .250s then coming to the line. Riders coming to the line then for the first race of the afternoon here at the British Under-21 Championship. This is the 250cc support class. And also, of course, the whole meeting, apart from the under-21s, goes to the Eastern Centre Championships. Although I don't think the left-hand side cars have an Eastern Centre Championships. The green flag up, the tapes fly, and here they come as they hurtle down towards the first turn. Paul Simmons picks up the lead. Adam Shipp in second place. Adam Shipp on a 4-stroke Jawa. First time I've seen him ride one of these. I know it's not the first time he's done it, but it's the first time I've witnessed him riding it, as he chases hard after Paul Simmons. Faulkner rider there at the back. And the front line though, Paul Simmons is leading. Adam Shipp is winding the Jawa up. He's getting faster as we go round. He's making his move on the outside now. He goes past Paul Simmons to take the lead. Paul Simmons shoots back up on the inside, says, "You're not having it just yet, mate. You've got to fight a bit harder." Adam Shipp powers on the corner. Up the banking they come then. Adam Shipp in the lead, Paul Simmons in second place. 181, Matt Saul in third. Then Graeme Brown. Matt Whitaker, I think, the man that slipped off and remounted. There's the last lap flag then. And Adam Shipp stops. Adam Shipp's motor, I don't know if his motor stopped. Something stopped. He stopped for sure. Adam Shipp out of the running. Paul Simmons lapping the tail ender. Not his fault really, he did spend some time on the floor. Checkered flag goes for Paul Simmons from Matt Saul. Race 1, the 250cc solos, sponsored by Angie and Dave. Thank you, Angie and Dave. The result of that fine race was a win for number 31, Paul Simmons. Second place, number 181, Matt Saul. Third place, 122, Graeme Brown. And fourth place, 164, Matt Whitaker. No other finishers. The winner's time was 1 minute 22.1 seconds. And average speed, bloody quick up here today, I can tell you, 55.06 miles per hour. 55.06 miles per hour. We should see those 500 under-21 boys hitting 60, I should think, this afternoon. Something to look forward to. Race 1, 31, 181, 122, 164, 1 minute 22.1 seconds, 55.06 miles per hour. And bad luck there for Adam Shipp. Let's hope he can get that mended and come out in the later races. Race 2, the British Under-21 Championship, 500cc, leg 1, sponsored by, how do you say that? Salimbi? C, centre-hold matrix. My angel is a centrefold. Well, the client, of course, has kept everybody off the start line all day, so people couldn't go and bore their own ruts or gain an advantage from doing practice starts. So he's let them all do a practice start down there to give them some indication of how to go off the line. Turn to the centre pages. Race 2 is right there. We should have number 1, Tom Perry, number 5, Chesney King, Harland Cook, Craig Drury, Chris Watts, Rob Watts, Stuart Mears, Andrew Whitaker and Sam Heath. Under-21 championships then. Revs rise, tapes fly. Oh, we've left somebody on the line. Somebody's been left behind, but Tom Perry makes the break and Harland Cook goes around the outside. Tom Perry, Harland Cook, right shoulder to shoulder, battle around that first turn. Tom Perry gets the better advantage. He slides a bit wide and Harland Cook charges back at him. Harland Cook got the throttle wide open, chasing after Tom Perry. Tom Perry comes up the hill. Harland Cook goes to the inside. Tom Perry on the outside. Harland Cook goes through. Tom Perry cuts back. Takes that tighter line down that back straight and regains the lead. It's all tight, action-packed stuff as Harland Cook goes forward again. They're side by side round that turn. Tom Perry got the advantage of that one. 2 laps down, 2 to go. It's Tom Perry, it's Harland Cook. From Stuart Mears, Craig Drury, Rob Watts and Chris Watts. Tom Perry then got the advantage this time as they come up the hill. The last lap flag, is out, and Tom Perry is 1 lap from victory with Harland Cook hot on his heels. Has Harland got anything up his sleeve? They'll both want that tight inside line coming out of that corner. They can't both have it though, can they? Tom Perry leads, Harland Cook chases hard. Looks like it's Tom Perry's from here though. Tom Perry comes up the hill and takes the checkered flag from Harland Cook in second place. Action-packed all the way around the circuit. Look at this for a fighting third finish. Stuart Mears just getting it from Craig Drury, who was getting closer by the moment there. Then Rob Watts, followed by Chris Watts. And that's the end of race 2. First part of the Under-21 Championship. And it's race number 2. And we're going to do it in points scored order down the table. So number 1, Tom Perry with his first place scored 9 points. Chesney King was a non-starter, no score. Number 7, Harland Cook, scored 7. Number 10, Craig Drury, scored 5. Number 12, Chris Watts, scored 3. Number 13, Rob Watts, scored 4. Number 14, Stuart Mears, scored 6. Andrew Whitaker and Sam Heath, no score. The winner's time was 1 minute 14.5 seconds, 60.68 miles per hour. Back to page 7. In fact, you can write the time and speed in page 7, but there's nowhere there for the result. I'll do that again in just a jiffy if I can. No, I can't, because I'm going off the line with this one. We're on race 3. James Worrell, Charlie Saunders, Aaron Pease, David Radley, James Moon, Michael Faulkner, Rob Mear and Trevor Heath. And 151, Rob Mear goes into the lead. Rob Mear takes a big wide line on the outside, finds a few bumps he didn't want and allows Charlie Saunders to come through on the inside. Now he fights back and takes it back again. Rob Mear is absolutely flying here this afternoon. From Hatfield in Hertfordshire, he's on his way. Charlie Saunders in second place. Then Michael Faulkner. David Radley. Rob Mear then. Oh, lost one there, number 19. James Worrell, but he's back up and okay. 151 then, Rob Mear, 2 laps down and 2 to go. Charlie Saunders makes a big move on the inside and goes through. Has Rob Mear any answer to this? He scorches back up on the inside, but he's not quite enough speed to get there this time. They lap that tail ender and everything's happening all at once out of that corner as Charlie Saunders goes through. One more lap to go and Rob Mear's going around the outside again. Rob Mear's got a big wide line there. Charlie Saunders makes it through on the inside. Rob Mear's got a lot of work to do and only half a lap to do it in. It's Charlie Saunders all the way then. Out of that last turn and up the hill he comes. The checkered flag is out. Charlie Saunders is first win of the afternoon. What a brave ride from Rob Mear there in second place. Congratulations to him. Mr. Worrell, I believe, was the man that dropped it. There's a lap in arrears. So the next man home is Mike Faulkner, followed by David Radley. Then 191, Trevor Heath. 110, James Moon. And 36, Aaron Pease. Official result in a moment. Here we go then, points scored order back on the centre matrix. Rider number 19 scored 1 point. 25, Charlie Saunders with the win, scored 9. 36, Aaron Pease scored 2. 51, David Radley scored 5. 110, James Moon scored 3. 144, Michael Faulkner scored 6. 151, Rob Mear scored 7. And 191, Trevor Heath scored 4. The winner's time, 1 minute 13.2 seconds, 61.75 miles per hour. I'm going to try and do races 2 and 3 again quickly. Race 2, from the top down, 9, 0, 7, 5, 3, 4, 6, 0, 0, 1 minute 14.5, 60.68 miles per hour. I'll have to do the other one in a minute. Matt Etherington in the 350s then goes for gold on the first turn, but Richard Smith is right there with him on the inside. Matt Etherington gets the drive out of that corner, powers his way down the back straight. Richard Smith there in second place. Hot stuff here at Ugly this afternoon. Matt Etherington going extremely well on the 350 so far this year. I think he won both his opening meetings. Back at the start of the season, we got off to a bit of a wet start. The meetings were slow coming, but I'm sure he won one down in the South Somerset area, and then one at Collier Street. He's absolutely flying this afternoon. He's flying here this afternoon. He really is going for it. At 33, Richard Smith is in second place. .126, Mark Giles holding on to third place. Karl Rushen in fourth. The last lap flag comes out already for Matt Etherington. Can't come out soon enough for him, I should think, while you're in front. 33, Richard Smith in second. Then Mark Giles, Karl Rushen, Bob Dolman, Chris Ward, Brian Cornelius. Up the hill, checkered flag at the ready. Matt Etherington opens his account with a win this afternoon. Followed home by Richard Smith, Karl Rushen, Bob Dolman, Chris Ward, and Brian Cornelius. Race 4, 350cc solos, sponsored by China. A win for number 5, Matt Etherington. In second place was number 33, Richard Smith. Third place was 63, Karl Rushen. And in fourth place was number 116, Bob Dolman. Fifth place was 61, Chris Ward. And sixth place was number 48, Brian Cornelius. The winner's time was 1 minute 13.8 seconds, a speed of 61.25 miles per hour. That's 5, 33, 63, 116, 61, 48, 1 minute 13.8, 61.25 miles per hour. Back to page 7 and the bottom of the programme. Bottom of the page there, 1000cc right-hand sidecars coming to the line. Shane Lingwood with Adam Field. Away they go then. Into the first turn, 1000cc right-hand sidecars, livening the thing up here this afternoon. It's 3 Dave Penfold and Richard Webb. On their way. John Stafford with Lee Jones in second. All happening here this afternoon. 362, John Thorpe and Ian Hall in third. And 74, Shane Lingwood and Adam Field in fourth. 3 Dave Penfold then, with Richard Webb. Leading the pack. Dave Penfold, better known for his left-hand exploits on the Yamaha, takes the checkered flag from John Stafford in second. John Thorpe in third. Shane Lingwood in fourth. Right-hand sidecars complete the first race, their first race of the afternoon. Race 5, sidecars, 1000cc's, sponsored by Todd Contracting. Sponsored by Todd Contracting. A win there for number 3, Dave Penfold and Richard Webb on a Yamaha. Second place was number 81, John Stafford and Lee Jones. Third place was 362. John Thorpe and Ian Howe. And in fourth place, number 74, Shane Lingwood and Adam Field. No other finishers. The winner's time was 1 minute 11.7 seconds, an average speed of 55.63 miles per hour. 1000 right-hand sidecars, 3, 81, 362 and 74. 1 minute 11.7 seconds, 55.63 miles per hour. It quite stunned me there because Dave Penfold came out on a Yamaha. I was convinced he was riding a Wesnake V twin, and by the sound of it I knew it wasn't. And it took me a little moment or two to get my head around what was actually happening there. Meanwhile, over the page, top of page 8, 500cc solos sponsored by Saffron Autos, featuring Dave Mears, James Theobald, John Yeldham, Darren Rolph, Paul Morfey, Richard Reed, Dean Garrod, and no Aaron Elvisvale, he blew the motor up in practice. Revs rise. Tapes fly, and here they come for the 500cc Eastern Centre Championship round. Darren Rolph goes into the lead. Darren Rolph takes it on the first turn. Dave Mears there in second place. Dave Mears pushing hard down the back straight, but Darren Rolph seems to have it all his own way. He's always been an ugly specialist. 41, Darren Rolph. Well, one man laughed in the commentary box here. He got the ugly specialist bit, but never mind. Dave Mears. Second place. Up the hill they come then. Just look at Rolphy go. Additional 41 on his machine. Dave Mears in second. Richard Reed in third. James Theobald. Dean Garrod. John Yeldham. Just lost his steel shoe. Darren Rolph then with just 1 lap to go. Almost half a lap in front of Dave Mears. From Richard Reed, James Theobald, Dean Garrod, John Yeldham, Paul Morfey. The winner, Darren Rolph. From Dave Mears, Richard Reed, James Theobald, Dean Garrod, John Yeldham, Morfey. Right, race 6, the official result of race 6, a win for number 41, Darren Rolph. Second place, number 19, Dave Mears. Third place, 56, Richard Reed. Fourth place, number 26, James Theobald. Fifth place, number 112, Dean Garrod. And sixth place, 46, John Yeldham. And in seventh place, number 55, Paul Morfey. The winner's time was 1 minute 13.8 seconds, giving an average speed of 61.25 miles per hour. From the top, 41, 19, 56, 26, 112, 46, 55. 1 minute 13.8 seconds, 61.25 miles per hour. And riding on the right hander this afternoon with Dave Penfold was actually Paul Randall, not Richard Webb, Paul Randall. Sidecar 1000cc, left hand, no Paul Marley I'm afraid, he's a non-starter, and Keith Dixon a non-starter. That should leave us with 3 outfits on the line. Class that got rather upset earlier in the season over the new roping arrangements after the mishap at Frittenden last year, and quite a few clubs have actually sort of had to say they can't accommodate the 1000 sidecars. Some clubs have said they can't accommodate the 1000 left-handers because of the this is the roping system they have to use with 4 layers of ropes this distance apart and the car rope 3 miles behind you, and the left-handers could be a little bit thin on the ground this year due to that. But anyway, these 3 are out there, and Charlie Bowles makes it to the front. Tom Penfold right there, Tony Penfold, sorry, right there, and taking the lead on that first turn. Down the back straight they go. Tony Penfold and George Vidler. On 130, Charlie Ridley and Steve Bowles, and number 5. Tom Penfold and Dan Batstone bringing up the rear. These 3 are quite well spread apart. Track obviously suiting young Tony Penfold. On his overboard 500cc Speedway engine. I think it's bored out to about 580cc's. Oh, and he spun it right round in a circle. Oh, and it's tipped right up, and Charlie Ridley said, "Thank you very much," for the red flag goes up. The red flag is up. Give the left-handers a chance to refuel and get their breath back and come out for race 7 as race 8A. So race 8 next then. Solo, older 2-valve and upright machines. Race 8 then. 2 valves and uprights. All to do with the engines, whether the engine sits upright in the frame or whether it lays well forward. You'll see most of the modern stuff lays well forward, and the older fashioned stuff these days sits upright. So there's a class for uprights, and then there's a class for 2 valves as well. So if you've got 4 valves and you sit upright, you're an upright. If you've got 2 valves, you're a 2-valver. Off the line they come then. Down the first straight, John Yeldham takes the lead. John Yeldham from Arnold Fenner. From Brian Cornelius. Oh, John Yeldham lost his steel shoe in the last race, but we've got it back on okay now. John Yeldham leads, Arnie Fenner in second place, then Brian Cornelius still holding on to that third. Brian Cornelius goes, oh, Johnny Fenner drops onto the inside. Problems for Arnie Fenner. That's bad news for Arnie. He's a lovely chap and a very good rider, but unfortunately out of the running in this one. So it's 46, John Yeldham. 48, Brian Cornelius. From 55, Paul Morfey. From 57, Barry Joyce. Adrian Harden and Ben Leeds. 99, Dean Greenhill bringing up the rear. And at last that flag is out. Brian Cornelius goes into the lead. Brian Cornelius ahead of John Yeldham. From Paul Morfey, John Yeldham takes a very, very wide line. .48 then. Brian Cornelius takes the checkered flag for the win. From John Yeldham in second, Paul Morfey in third. In Barry Joyce, Ben Leeds, Adrian Harden. Dean Greenhill bringing up the rear. Well, that's lovely to see that, you know. Brian Cornelius started racing the year before I did. I started in 1973, he started in 1972, and he's still winning races in 2010. Race 8, don't put it in race 7 like I was about to. Race 8, don't put it in race 7 like I was about to. Solo, older 2-valve and upright machines. Race 8 in your programme is a win, a cracking win for number 48, Brian Cornelius. In second place was 46, John Yeldham. In third place was 55, Paul Morfey. And in fourth place was 57, Barry Joyce. Fifth place was number 3, Ben Leeds. Sixth place, number 2, Adrian Harden. And seventh place, number 99, Dean Greenhill. The winner's time was 1 minute 26.2 seconds, an average speed of 52.44 miles per hour. From the top, 48, 46, 55, 57, 3, 2, and 99, 1 minute 26.2 seconds, 52.44 miles per hour. Water. Water. Everywhere, but not a drop to drink. Water after race 11. Water after race 11. Message from the clerk of the course to the water cart people. We'd like the water on after race 11. This is a race, the rerun of race 7. We should have 130, Charlie Ridley and Steve Bowles, and number 5, Tom Penfold and Dan Batstone. Now's a good time to say something about somebody while they can't hear you. So Steve Bowles, a big happy birthday today. Steve Bowles, passenger on 130 Sidecar, just going past me now. Happy birthday. What happened to Tom Penfold then? He stopped. Is this a one-horse race? So he's got to do a... 130. Charlie Ridley and Steve Bowles, they'll never, ever get an easier race win than this, will they? I bet it's not what they wanted, but you have to do the distance to score the points. I think perhaps Tom Penfold should have come out on Tony's bike, but then perhaps Tony's could be a little bit under par after his little spill. They could be repairing that as we speak. I don't know how many laps that is. How many laps was that? Charlie Ridley and Steve Bowles, Yamaha X-Up Power. The last lap flag goes out for 130. Charlie Ridley and Steve Bowles from Bethersden, Kent. Team Green, they call themselves. Very keen grass-tracky people. From a highly densified sidecar area. Tim Reeves, the man who came third in the TT on last Saturday. He's a win there for Charlie Ridley. He's an almost next door neighbour to this man here, so lots of talent in that part of Kent, sidecar-wise. Sponsored by Stokes Butchers, Mick Hards of Stokes Butchers. The win went to number 130, Charlie Ridley and Steve Bowles, no upper finishers, 1 minute 35.1 seconds, a speed of 47.53 miles per hour. From the top, 130. And well done to the two of them, and a happy birthday to Steve Bowles, the passenger there, celebrating his first race of the afternoon with a win. Off we go then, 250cc solos. We've had one leg completed, we're on leg 2. Paul Simmons makes the start, 181, Matt Saul is right there, and Adam Shipp's got to go in again, and he's in third. The lone two-stroke on the front line, the two Jawas breathing down his neck. It's Paul Simmons that leads, it's Matt Saul in second, and again Adam Shipp looks down on his machine. Matt Whitaker joins in the fun.
Adam Shipp goes back to the pits. Is Java not as reliable as Yamaha, is it? And the Yamaha 2-stroke leads this one, but Matt Saul is trying on the outside for all he's worth on that 250 Java. They start to catch up with the tail ender. Oh, what could happen here? Wouldn't want to be the sandwich in this filling, I can tell you, or the filling in this sandwich. And so 164 is a lap in arrears, or not quite a lap in arrears, but he's about to be lapped. As Paul Simmons sneaks through on the inside, Matt Saul makes his move around the outside. So Paul Simmons still leads. Past that flag for Paul Simmons from Matt Saul in second. Matt Whitaker in third. All happening here at the Ugly Speed Bowl. Paul Simmons, 2 rides, 2 wins. Matt Saul comes home in second. Matt Whitaker in third. Race 9, a win there for number 31. Paul Simmons, second place number 181, Matt Saul, third place number 164, Matt Whitaker. No other finishers, the winner's time at 1 minute and 21 seconds precisely, giving an average speed of 55.81 miles per hour. Once again from the top, race 9, 31, 181, 164, 1 minute 21 seconds, 55.81 miles per hour. We're back with the Under 21 Championships, sponsored by Sulimbi. Sulimbi are a website selling Grasstrack and Speedway equipment, so it's one well worth looking at on the eBay website. Look for Sulimbi, and they are Sue and Terry Bird, who are celebrating their 40th wedding anniversary this afternoon. And as Sue said, nothing for parole either. So the Under 21 Championship hots up. We had race wins for Tom Perry and Charlie Saunders in the first one, with Harlan Cook and Rob Mear scoring seconds. Tom Perry goes in this one. And Rob Mear goes in this one, and Rob Mear takes the lead. Rob Mear goes for it. Rob Mear looks very fast out of that corner. Tom Perry in second place, got all the work to do. Lovely to watch that Rob Mear, and he's exciting fighting right down to the last. Riding on the limit. Tom Perry. Hot pursuit in second place. 2 laps down, and Rob Mear still leading Tom Perry. Tom Perry has made a bit of ground. Craig Drury is in third, Stuart Mears is in fourth, and Aaron Pease. James Moon. On 5-1, Rob Mear and Tom Perry now getting very close on the last lap. Tom Perry coming up hard on the inside there. They're mixing up with the tail enders. Rob Mear goes through on the inside. Tom Perry comes through as well. Up to the finish line, who's he going to be? It's close, but Rob Mear takes it from Tom Perry. There's Stuart Mears and Craig Drury having a right side-by-side battle. Here comes Aaron Pease. From 110, James Moon, and 19, James Worrell. 12, Chris Watts. We will sort that result out in a minute, but meanwhile we'll get on with this one. Race 11, and here they come. Charlie Saunders leading, Harlan Cook in second place. Then Michael Faulkner. Charlie Saunders leads, Harlan Cook chases hard. Charlie Saunders, brilliant line round that corner and hurtling down this straight. Down the banking, up the banking, it's all up and down this place. It's like a helter-skelter come roller coaster, but it's absolutely brilliant racing. As Charlie Saunders leads with Harlan Cook in second place. Still Charlie Saunders from Harlan Cook, from Michael Faulkner, from Trevor Heath. And Harlan Cook puts on the pressure. Charlie Saunders leads. Harlan Cook now on the last lap. It's now or never if he's going to do it. He's made up quite a bit of ground. A good exit to this corner should bring him up alongside on the next turn. And here he comes, look, moving up fast on the inside. Not quite in striking distance, I don't think, because Charlie Saunders has one last twist of the throttle. He takes the checkered flag with Harlan Cook in second. Hard-earned points there, I can tell you. 144, Michael Faulkner. Oh, just Mr. Radley from Mr. Heath. From 13, Rob Watts. Right, ladies and gentlemen, race 10. Race 10 on the centre matrix. Race 10. Starting from the top and going down. Number 1, Tom Perry. That's not right, is it? Right, I am all right now. Number 1, scored 7. Number 10, Craig Drury. Number 12, Chris Watts, scored 1. Number 14, Stuart Mears, scored 6. 19, James Worrell, scored 2. 36, Aaron Pease, scored 4. 110, James Moon, scored 3. And 151, Rob Mear, scored 9. The winner's time was 1 minute 13.3 seconds, 61.67 miles per hour. And race 11, going down from the top. Number 7, well, number 5, Chesney King, no score, non-starter. Number 7, Harlan Cook, scored 7. Number 13, Rob Watts, scored 3. Number 17, Andrew Whitaker, no score. 18, Sam Heath, no score. And a no score. Next one down is 25, Charlie Saunders, scored 9. Number 51, David Radley, scored 5. 144, Michael Faulkner, scored 6. And Trevor Heath, number 191, scored 4. The winner's time was 1 minute 13.4 seconds. 1 minute 13.4 seconds, 61.59 miles per hour. Let's see, he's been very much the man on form at the start of this season. Let's hope he can keep it up. I do apologise, I'm a bit muffled this afternoon. I've got a touch of hay fever, which is very unlike me, but I've got it all the afternoon. And sorry if I'm a bit muffled. The revs rise. Tapes fly, and here they come, hurtling towards the first turn. And who's it going to be this time? Richard Smith. Oh no, Bob Dolman sneaks in on the inside there. It's Bob Dolman that goes into the lead. Matt Etherington takes a wide line round the outside, trying to gain a bit of ground. Comes up alongside Bob Dolman on the back straight, and it's Richard Smith. Bob Dolman has got his hand in the air with problems. His machine has stopped. Meanwhile, Richard Smith leads it, and Matt Etherington chases hard in second place. Karl Rushen in third, Brian Cornelius in fourth. All happening here at Ugly. 33, Richard Smith. From 5, Matt Etherington. 15 in the programme, 5 on his back. 48, Brian Cornelius. 63, Karl Rushen, and 61, Chris Ward. 2 battles going on here. One for first and second place, and one for all the other places in one go. Up the hill. Last lap flag, Richard Smith. Matt Etherington. Matt has a very wide entrance to the corner, but I expect he'll try and cut back and come inside on that back straight, but Richard Smith's too crafty for him. He's holding on to a good lead as they go to the last turn. Matt Etherington tries again the way round. He's really got the bit between his teeth this afternoon as they come up to the finish. It's Richard Smith just from Matt Etherington. Brian Cornelius, a nice tight line there to the finish for third. Then Chris Ward, then Karl Rushen. Race 12, the 350cc's, sponsored by China. A win for number 33, Richard Smith. Second place, 15, Matt Etherington. And third place, number 48, Brian Cornelius. Fourth place was 61, Chris Ward. And fifth place was 63, Karl Rushen. The winner's time was 1 minute 17.5 seconds, a speed of 58.33 miles per hour. From the top, 33, 15, 48, 61, 63, 1 minute 17.5 seconds, 58.33 miles per hour. The 350cc points after 2 legs see 33 Richard Smith and 15 Matt Etherington on 23 points apiece, followed by number 63 Karl Rushen on 18, then 48 and 61 Brian Cornelius on 17 each, and number 16 Bob Dolman scores 9. All happening here at Ugly. Oh, looks like we've got some right-hand sidecars on the track. Dave Penfold, Paul Randall on the Yamaha. All fits now. I've commentated, now I know what's going on. As they lead this one from John Thorpe in 2nd place, John Stafford in 3rd place, and Shane Lingwood in 4th. Almost equidistance between each one of them, isn't it, really? It's a commentator's dream. I could just sit here and be quiet. That'll be the day. Number 3, Dave Penfold and Paul Randall. From John Thorpe and Ian Howe. John Stafford, Lee Jones, Shane Lingwood, and Adam Field. One more lap to go for Dave Penfold and Paul Randall. John Thorpe and Ian Howe will be pleased to pick up some valuable points here. John Stafford and Lee Jones sliding into that turn. Oh, John Stafford spun right round and into the middle. Took my eyes off him just to watch Shane Lingwood for a minute, and that's what happened. There's the checkered flag. There's the second win of the afternoon for Dave Penfold and Paul Randall. John Thorpe, Ian Howe, Shane Lingwood and Adam Field. Race 13, unlucky for John Stafford and Lee Jones. Somebody said I think they've got a puncher. They could well be right. Let's start from the top. Race 13, a win for number 3, Dave Penfold and Paul Randall. 2nd place was number 52. 352. 352. 362. I can't get anything right here. 362. John Thorpe and Ian Howe. And 3rd place was number 74, Shane Lingwood and Adam Field. No other finishers. The winner's time was 1 minute 13.9 seconds, giving an average speed of 53.97 miles per hour. From the top, 33, no, under the wrong race. From the top, 3, 362, 74. 1 minute 13.9, 53.97. On to race 14, sponsored by Saffron Autos. Saffron Autos, race 14. Here we come then. 500cc solos. Darren Rolph again goes into the lead. The Ugly specialist. Dave Mears follows him round in 2nd place. John Yeldham trying to go through into 2nd. Dave Mears forced to go wide, but wide line has paid off on this instance, and he moves himself back up into 2nd place. It's Darren Rolph. It's Dave Mears. It's John Yeldham. And Gene Garrod. And James Theobald. Garrod gets up a place ahead of John Yeldham. John Yeldham slips back another place behind James Theobald. So it's all happening here at Ugly. 41, Darren Rolph at half distance from Dave Mears, from James Theobald, from James Garrod, from Dean Garrod, sorry, and John Yeldham. Dean Garrod and James Theobald still hammer and tongs at each other in 3rd place. Darren Rolph with a lap to go. Dave Mears in 2nd. James Theobald, Dean Garrod right in striking distance as it moves through on the inside. John Yeldham bringing up the rear. Darren Rolph takes the win. Dave Mears, Dean Garrod, James Theobald and John Yeldham. Race 14, sponsored by Saffron Autos, was a win for number 41, Darren Rolph. Second place was number 19, Dave Mears. In third place was number 112, Dean Garrod. In fourth place was 26, James Theobald. And in fifth place was number 46, John Yeldham. Now for finishers, the winner's time was 1 minute 15.1 seconds, 58.78 miles per hour. From the top, 41, 19, 112, 26 and 46, 1 minute 15.1 seconds, 58.78 miles per hour. Left-hand side cars then coming to the line with the three outfits back out to do battle. Tony Penfold, George Vidler, Tom Penfold, Dan Batstone and Charlie Ridley, Steve Bowles. The hard work now for Tony Penfold, having had a no score. Here they come then, the left-hand charioteers. Tony Penfold on the little 580cc Godden, leading from Charlie Ridley on the 1000cc Yamaha XR. Tom Penfold, Dan Batstone also on a Yamaha. So the little 580cc single, showing the Maltese the way round here at Adley. Charlie really making a move on the inside there, but I have to say that the super lightness of that little single cc engine thing is basically one of the 500cc international sidecars with a chair actually on the other side of the machine. The traditional English way of doing things. It moves back into second place at the moment though, but when you consider the amount of weight that Charlie Ridley is having to move there, especially when he wants to turn left, change direction, there's got a lot of weight to shift, whereas the little 500cc single there is much lighter. It's often much quicker around the oval, very often a bit slow to start with and getting off the start line due to the lack of horsepower, but as the race progresses he normally reels them in a bit. It's strangely actually lost a place there. The Tom Penfold, Tony's son, bringing up the rear in third. It's only in his first season of racing and he's doing well. And the checker flag goes for Charlie Ridley and Steve Bowles from Tony Penfold and George Vidler. Race 15, 1000cc left-hand sidecars, a win there for number 130, Charlie Ridley and Steve Bowles. In second place was 25, Tony Penfold and George Vidler. And in third place was number 5, Tom Penfold and Dan Batstone. The winner's time was 1 minute 30.3 seconds, an average speed of 50.06 miles per hour. From the top, 130, 25 and 5, 1 minute 30.3 seconds, 50.06 miles per hour. Two valves and uprights then. Coming to the line to do battle in race 16. Change 146 to 46, John Yeldham. Riders on the line to do battle then. Revs rise, takes control, somebody's looped it on the line. The rest of them are away safely. 46, John Yeldham gets to the front. Arnie Fenner goes with him. Apparently Arnie Fenner lost the chain in his first ride. That's what put him out of the action, and he's here and desperate for the points in this one as he drops back to 4th place. Brian Cornelius up into 3rd. Paul Morfey into 2nd. Look at Brian Cornelius creeping up on the inside as he moves himself into 2nd place and chases after John Yeldham. John Yeldham leading from Brian Cornelius. Arnie Fenner, Paul Morfey, Barry Joyce, Adrian Harden, Dean Greenhill. The man who looped it on the line seems to have got it all going. It's all underway. Albeit a little bit of drift from the others. That's Ben Leeds. Round they come then. 2 laps done and 2 to go. It's 48. Brian Cornelius now sneaking through on the inside again. That crafty old fox. I hate to think how many years he's been racing now. I haven't for 26. I did for 10. That's 36. This must be 37 seasons for Brian Cornelius. Still winning races in 2010. The last lap flag for Brian Cornelius from 46, John Yeldham, from 32, Arnie Fenner, Paul Morfey, Barry Joyce, Adrian Harden, Dean Greenhill. Bringing up the rear, Ben Leeds. Well, not only can he win races, he can still lap the tail enders. Brian Cornelius goes through on the inside and comes up to take the checkered flag. The race is all his. Brian Cornelius wins from John Yeldham, Arnie Fenner, Paul Morfey, Barry Joyce, Adrian Harden. Race 16, for the older and 2 valvers uprights, was a win for number 48, Brian Cornelius. In 2nd place was number 46, John Yeldham. 3rd place was number 32, Arnie Fenner. In 4th place was number 55, Paul Morfey. In 5th place was number 57, Barry Joyce. 6th place was number 2, Adrian Harden. 7th place, 99, Dean Greenhill, and 8th place, number 3, Ben Leeds. The winner's time was 1 minute 26.5 seconds, giving an average speed of 52.26 miles per hour. From the top, 48, 46, 32, 55, 57, to 1 minute 26.5 seconds, 99.3. Sorry, 1 minute 26. 0.5 seconds, 52.26 miles per hour. The eyes went straight round to that bottom line where 7th place was 99 and 8th was number 3, and I said 99.3. After 2 rides apiece, the upright chappies were 48 Brian Cornelius on 24 points, 46 John Yeldham on 22 points, 55 Paul Morfey on 19, 57 Barry Joyce on 17, and we're underway now with 250cc solos. We're on to leg 3. Paul Simmons again leads. Matt Saul moving up at us. Oh, Matt Saul not moving up. Matt Saul stopped. I don't know if he lost his chain there. Suddenly the bike certainly tried to pitch him over the handlebars, so my bet his chain came off at the wrong moment. 31 then, Paul Simmons leads from Gary Brown now in 2nd place. From 164, Matt Whitaker in 3rd. Paul Simmons, 2 wins under his belt already. Heading here for the 3rd one. No Adam Shipp in this one, I noticed. Oh, Graeme Brown trying hard on the outside line there of Paul Simmons, but he caught a bump very, very wrongly, and it's allowed Paul Simmons to pull away a bit again. Oh, and down goes Matt Whitaker. He's gone down in a big pile. The red flags are up. The red flags are up. Race being stopped in the interest of safety. Right, back to the British Championships. Charlie Saunders, 18 points. Rob Mear, 16. Tom Perry, 16. Those two will need to be doing something to catch up with Charlie Saunders as soon as they possibly can. We're into race 18. Tom Perry goes in this one. Harlan Cook goes in this one. Charlie Saunders goes in this one. The top three are all in there together, and Rob Mear goes to the inside. Into that first turn, it's Rob Mear that leads. Charlie Saunders goes down in a big way. Charlie Saunders drops it. He's up and okay. He's walking to his machine. The red flag's up. That lady who's gone running across that field, would you not do that? We did have a problem in Prand. There's another load of them coming up the centre green. We understand that your concerns, but we do not need the public running across the track every time there's an accident. There'll be another one very soon if you can't behave yourselves. You do realise, don't you, that your rider is the man who takes the brunt of it if there's any infringements. Looks like we're going to have race 19 first and then back to 18, I've just been told. So this is going to be race 19, followed by race 18. So here we should see Craig Drury, Stuart Mears, James Worrell, Aaron Pease, David Radley, Mike Faulkner, Trevor Heath. Here they come, off the line. Hell for leather down the first straight. Mike Faulkner gets there first. Stuart Mears in second place. Craig Drury going around the outside. Craig Drury, a lot of drive around there on the outside because he's into third place. The two of them are catching up with the leader. Craig Drury goes for the outside again. Stuart Mears on the inside, but it's Mike Faulkner that leads it. Mike Faulkner from Craig Drury from Stuart Mears. Even things happening on the back too, so I don't know who to watch here. We've got it all happening at two ends. Stuart Mears coming right up on the inside and starts to lead the race. Mike Faulkner drops to second, Craig Drury in third. Mike Faulkner fights back on this turn and goes back into the lead again with Stuart Mears gunning it up the inside and going back into the lead. Craig Drury fighting in third to come on terms with all of them. You could put the three of them in the back of a transit van as they come round that corner, and the last lap flag is out for Michael Faulkner from Stuart Mears from Craig Drury. Mike Faulkner still in control over Stuart Mears, having another go on the inside. Into the last turn they go, the three of them. Rather close together, it could still be anybody's race. The checkered flag comes out, it's Mike Faulkner, Stuart Mears and Craig Drury. Oh, let's have a race instead. I've got a few announcements to make there, but with this radio being constantly going, we'll have to just get on with the race. This is the 350s, and Matt Etherington again goes into the lead, and Matt Etherington it is that powers down the back straight. Richard Smith moving up from third in a second. Somebody who was in second place has stopped. All happens here, doesn't it? Ugly up the hill they come, and Matt Etherington back in his winning ways. Absolutely flying ahead of Richard Smith, Karl Rushen, Chris Ward, Brian Cornelius. Feel some water coming on in a minute. Number 5, Matt Etherington. From 33, Richard Smith. From 61, Chris Ward. 63, Karl Rushen. 48, Brian Cornelius. Looks like a chain off for the man down the far side that broke down. And the last lap flag goes out for Matt Etherington. He's absolutely yards in front of 33, Richard Smith. From 61, Chris Ward. 63, Karl Rushen. 48, Brian Cornelius. Checkered flag for Blaze. Number 5 or 15 in the programme, Matt Etherington. From 33, Richard Smith. 61, Chris Ward. 63, Karl Rushen. And 48, Brian Cornelius. Race 20 to 350cc solos, sponsored by China. A win for number 15, Matt Etherington. Second place, number 33, Richard Smith. Third place, number 61, Chris Ward. Fourth place, number 63. And Charlie Saunders has accepted the fact, and he obviously won't be coming out in the rerun. But I mean, he's got some points to make up later in the meeting. This is what tells the true sportsman and the elite from the others when they come back from things like this. Let's see how it pans out today. At the moment, though, the door has been opened for Rob Mear, Tom Perry and Harlan Cook. And I think they all go. Do they not all go in this one? Race 18. Tom Perry, Harlan Cook, Chris Watts, Rob Watts, Sam Heath. Charlie Saunders. Charlie Saunders excluded, then David Radley, Michael Faulkner, and no, I've got that wrong. Come on, here we go. Rob Mear into the lead. Harlan Cook in second place, Tom Perry in third. Tom Perry, a good move on the inside there, comes up alongside Harlan Cook, not quite fast enough to get past though. Harlan Cook in his own right chasing hard after Rob Mear, but Rob Mear's certainly got a bit between his teeth this afternoon. He was sitting on 16 points coming into this race. If he could score 9 here, it should put him into the lead. Look at that battle between Tom Perry and Harlan Cook, but Rob Mear knows nothing about it. He's well away in the lead. 2 laps done and 2 to go. Here's Rob Mear down the back straight. Tom Perry up into a clear second. Harlan Cook drops to third. Rob Mear on the last lap flag. Tom Perry closing the gap. Tail ender drops on at east end of green very sportingly and gets out of the way of those top 2 fighting for that under-21 trophy this afternoon. Rob Mear comes up wide and Tom Perry's right there on the inside. It's close finish, but Rob Mear just get it from Tom Perry. From Harlan Cook. Yeah, look at these two coming round here. Hell for leather. Rob Watts ahead of James Moon. And Chris Watts bringing up the rear. Race 18, ladies and gentlemen. Points from the top. Points from the top down. Race 18. Number 1, Tom Perry, scored 7. Number 7, Harlan Cook, scored 6. Number 12, Chris Watts, scored 3. Number 13, Rob Watts, scored 5. Sam Heath, number 18, no score. Next in is 25, Charlie Saunders, no score. 110, James Moon, scored 4. And 151, Rob Mear, scored 9. The winner's time was 1 minute 12.8 seconds, giving 62.09 miles per hour. I have a magic printout telling me that the under-21 sitting on the top of the tally now is number 151, Rob Mear, on 25 points. Second place in the tally at the moment is number 1, Tom Perry, with 23 points. In third place is 144, Mike Faulkner, on 21 points. In fourth is 7, Harlan Cook, on 20 points. In fifth is 14, Stuart Mears, on 19 points. Relegated down to 6th place now, 25, Charlie Saunders, on 18 points. 7th place is number 10, Craig Drury, on 16. More of that later. These are the right-hand sidecars. Dave Penfold and Paul Randall scoot into the first turn first. John Stafford and Lee Jones are right there in second place behind them. Then Shane Lingwood and Adam Field. No, sorry, John Thorpenny and Hal, followed by Shane Lingwood and Adam Field. Following around like they're on rails. And making it all easy here. I think this number 3 machine is an ex-Ken Lane outfit. I believe that is an ex-Ken Lane machine, purchased rather cheaply, I understand, and in very good order by Dave Penfold. So he's now got a left-hander with a Wessie in it, a right-hander with a Wessie in it, and this right-hander with a Yam in it. And he's certainly setting the pace here this afternoon at Radley. One of the best passengers in the country. Spends most of his time doing trials these days. Dave Penfold, Paul Randall, 3 rides, 3 wins. John Stafford comes home in second. John Thorpe in third. Shane Lingwood in fourth. Race 21, Sidecar, 1000cc right hand, sponsored by Todd Contracting. A win there for number 3, Dave Penfold and Paul Randall. In second place was 81, John Stafford and Lee Jones. In third place was 362, John Thorpe and Ian Howe. And in fourth place, number 74, Shane Lingwood and Ron Mallion. Nope, Shane Lingwood and Adam Field. No other finishes. The winner's time was 1 minute 11.1 seconds, an average speed of 56.1 miles per hour. From the top 3, 81, 362, 74, 1 minute 11.1 seconds, 56.1 miles per hour. On to the 500cc solo, sponsored by Saffron Autos. We have Darren Rolph, who has 2 rides and 2 wins to his credit. We have Richard Reed, Dean Garrod, Dave Mears, James Theobald, John Yeldham and Paul Morfey. I've been told I didn't give up race 19. I'm sorry about that, and all the excitement, the protest, the counter-protest, I'm going home and all that, Karen probably didn't get to give it to you. So if you're ready, race number 19. Number 5, Chesney King, a no score. 10, Craig Drury, scored 6. 14, Stuart Mears, scored 7. 36, Aaron Pease, scored 4. David Radley, no score. Michael Faulkner, 144, scored 9. And 191, Trevor Heath, scored 5. No, I haven't got a time, I've only got a speed of 55.95 miles per hour. I'll try and get that time for you later. Here we come with the 500s and Darren Rolph again in the winning ways, the ugly specialist. Flat out of that turn, Dave Mears, another second place to him, it's looking like. Consistency is ruling the roost here in the 500cc class. I think it's James Theobald who's got himself up to third at the moment, with Dean Garrod in fourth. 2 laps done and 2 laps to go. We have Darren Rolph, Dave Mears, James Theobald, Dean Garrod and John Yeldham. On the last lap then for Darren Rolph. Dave Mears in second, James Theobald, Dean Garrod and John Yeldham. Checkered flag, 3 in a row for Darren Rolph. Dave Mears another good second, James Theobald, Dean Garrod and John Yeldham. Race 22, the 500cc solos, sponsored as I say by Saffron Autos. A win for number 41, Darren Rolph. Second place, number 19, Dave Mears. Race 26, James Theobald. Fourth place was 112, Dean Garrod. Fifth place was 46, John Yeldham. The winner's time at 1 minute 16.6 seconds. Sorry, it's more hearing. 1 minute 15.6 seconds, 1 minute 15.6 seconds, a speed of 59.79 miles per hour. From the top, 41, 19, 26, 112, 46, 1 minute 15.6 seconds, 59.79 miles per hour. Left-hand sidecars in, the 3 outfits come to do battle again. Charlie Ridley going well this afternoon. 2 rides, 2 wins to his credit. Tony Penfold and George Vidler, main opposition. And Tony's son, Tom, the other rider in this one, with Dan Batstone in the chair. A 3-horse race here at Ugly. Left-hand support class. Charlie Radley makes the start. Charlie Radley gets into the first turn first. Tony Penfold in second and Tom Penfold in third. So it's Charlie Ridley and Steve Bowles down the back straight, giving the birthday boy a good birthday celebration. 2 wins to their credit so far. In front on the third one. It's not a bad position to be in, is it? Charlie Ridley, Steve Bowles. Top 25. Tony Penfold and George Vidler from young Tom Penfold, who's only about 17 years of age, I think. And Batstone in the chair holding on to third. Half distance is Charlie Bowles. Charlie Bowles, Charlie Ridley, Steve Bowles. Tony Penfold and George Vidler. And Tom Penfold and Dan Batstone. Last lap flag is out. 1000cc Yamaha X-Up machine in the lead. From the 580 Godden in second place. Oh, it's popping and banging and spluttering. It's going to limp home, hopefully, and get him some points. Tom Penfold, Dan Batstone bringing up the rear. Oh, the old single Godden has definitely slowed up there. A win for Charlie Ridley and Steve Bowles. No, Tony's gone straight back to the pits, leaving second place for son Tom. Race 23 to Sidecars, 1000cc left hand. A win for Charlie Ridley and Steve Bowles, number 130. In second place was number 5, Tom Penfold and Dan Batstone. No other finishers. The winner's time was 1 minute 28.6 seconds, an average speed of 51.02 miles per hour. From the top, 130.5, 1 minute 28.6 seconds, 51.02 miles per hour. Ice cream van looks like it's doing well. The burger bar looks a bit lonely just at the moment, but I'm sure they've had a good day so far. I enjoyed my cheeseburgers and onions there this morning, and I trust you'll all do the same in the interval. I'm ashamed of that Jay Say. After the amount of amount he loves his beer, he hasn't got a beer tent, has he? Shame on the man, hey? We'll have to make up for it at Collier Street in a few weeks' time. The riders are on the line for race 24. There is a little note in the programme here, interval says please let the marshals and officials to the front of the queue. Their time is very limited. That means at the burger bar, the toilet or the ice cream wagon. We will be calling the marshals back as soon as we have everything under control. We're on the line. Got the uprights and 2 valvers. Revs rise tapes fly, here they come. Hurtling up the first straight. 46 John Yeldham gets there first. Paul Morfey in second place. Brian Cornelius in third. Arnold Fenner in fourth. Barry Joyce in fifth. Adrian Harden in sixth. Battle on the front line as Paul Morfey makes a move on John Yeldham. John Yeldham, an excellent corner there though, holds on to the lead, but look at Paul Morfey coming up on the inside, it's close stuff. Then Brian Cornelius in third. Arnie Fenner, Barry Joyce. Adrian Harden, Ben Leeds. Dean Greenhill. Back on the front line as Paul Morfey tries again with John Yeldham. Certainly got a bit between his teeth in this one, and 48 Brian Cornelius resting on his laurels a little bit. Having got a couple of points advantage, but I think he's losing those couple of points here. Never know, he might just sneak up on him again, as he has been known to do. John Yeldham on the outside, Paul Morfey making a good one up the inside. It's the last lap flag for those riders as they come round. You've got Paul Morfey, John Yeldham, Brian Cornelius. Brian Cornelius now moving up very quickly on that second place man, John Yeldham. He squirts that throttle hard, comes up, his wheels just in front of John Yeldham at the moment. The checkered flag has come out. Who's he going to be? Paul Morfey takes the win. John Yeldham gets the second. Brian Cornelius in third. Arnold Fenner in fourth. Barry Joyce in fifth. Then Adrian Harden. In Ben Leeds. And 99, Dean Greenhill. Official result for you in a moment. Race 24. 2,000 uprights. A win for number 55. Paul Morfey. Second place to 46, John Yeldham. Third place to number 48, Brian Cornelius. Fourth place to number 32, Arnold Fenner. Fifth place to number 57, Barry Joyce. Sixth place to number 2, Adrian Harden. Seventh place to number 3, Ben Leeds. And eighth place to 99, Dean Greenhill. The winner's time, 1 minute 24.8 seconds. A speed of 53.31 miles per hour. That's 55, 46, 48, 32, 57, 2, 3, and 99. 1 minute 24.8 seconds, 53.31 miles per hour. That's 3 legs completed. Now time for the 4th leg of the British Under-21 Championships, sponsored by Sulimbi. Race 25 then. And here we go, Tom Perry, Charlie Saunders head to head. Tom Perry holds Charlie Saunders back. That'll really mean that Charlie's losing the plot this afternoon, unfortunately. But Charlie's not done yet. He's following Tom Perry round. And he's still well within striking distance on this circuit. Tom Perry, Charlie Saunders. Those two well clear of the rest of the field. What a surprise Rob Mear's been this afternoon. Good luck to the boy too. Rob Watts in third. Eyes on the front runners though, as Tom Perry seems to have it sussed out now, and 1 lap to go for Tom Perry from Charlie Saunders. Heath and Mr. Watts having a right, 2 southeastern centre riders having a right ding-dong battle there for 3rd and 4th. Checkered flag goes for Tom Perry. Second place, Charlie Saunders. Oh, that's close. I'm going to let the lap scorers sort that out. That was a bit on the close side for my liking. Result, race 25, points scored down from the top. Number 1, Tom Perry, scored 9. Number 12, Chris Watts, scored 3. Number 13, Rob Watts, scored 5. Number 25, Charlie Saunders, scored 7. 36, Aaron Pease, scored 4. And 191, Trevor Heath, scored 6. Back with the time and the race speed in a minute. And this is the Under-21 British Championships, and Rob Mear is absolutely flying. Got himself a 2-point advantage at the end of the last leg. It looks like he could have some more here. Here he comes. 151, Rob Mear, the surprise package, the dark horse. We didn't expect to do this. 7, Harlan Cook in second place. And Stuart Mears. To be honest, I thought Harlan Cook would be the dark horse, if anybody. But look at Rob Mear, top of the table and absolutely flying. Harlan Cook holding on to his second place. Then 14, Stuart Mears, Great Drury, Michael Faulkner, James Moon. Just look at the sheer speed of Rob Mear. On his last lap now. Almost a full straight ahead of Harlan Cook. From Stuart Mears, Michael Faulkner and Great Drury. And then James Moon. Checkered flag, Rob Mear takes the win. Harlan Cook in second, then Stuart Mears, Craig Drury, Mike Faulkner. And 110, James Moon. Race 26. Race 26, number 7, Harlan Cook scored 7. Number 10, Craig Drury scored 5. Number 14, Stuart Mears scored 6. 17, Andrew Whitaker, no score. 16, James Worrell, no score. 110, James Moon, scored 3. 144, Michael Faulkner, scored 4. And 151, Rob Mear, scored 9. The winner's time was 1 minute 14.2 seconds, giving 60.92 miles per hour. Race 26, again, from the top down, 7 for Harlan Cook, 5 for Craig Drury, 6 for Stuart Mears, no score Andrew Whitaker, no score James Worrell, 3 points for James Moon, 4 points Michael Faulkner and 9 points Rob Mear. The winner's time 1 minute 14.2 seconds, 60.92 miles per hour. We've got the 250s on the go here with Paul Simmons in the lead. Well, 250s Eastern Centre Championship, round 1. Adam Shipp's back out on the 250 Jawa and going very well, but he's lost a lot of points here this afternoon. He's gone a bit wide. Is there problems? He's looking down at the machine, he's slowing. Paul Simmons is running away with it on the front line. Garrod Brown is chasing hard in second place. Garrod Brown makes a move. Paul Simmons then on the last lap flag, and Graeme Brown chasing hard. It's 16 Adam Shipp back in the running in third. Then 181, Matt Saul bringing up the rear in fourth. .31, Paul Simmons takes that checkered flag from 122, Graeme Brown in close attendance for second. Adam Shipp in third. Matt Saul in fourth. Race 27, solo 250cc, sponsored by Angie and Dave. We'll win there for number 31, Paul Simmons. Second place was 122, Graeme Brown. Third place was number 16, Adam Shipp. And in fourth place was number 181, Matt Saul. The winner's time was 1 minute 23.1 seconds, a speed of 54.4 miles per hour. That's 31, 122, 16, 181. 1 minute 23.1 seconds, 54.4 miles per hour. Matt Etherington, I believe, has 3 rides and 3 wins to his credit so far this afternoon. Can he take the fourth and final leg as well? Down the hill they come, through the start line. Matt Etherington, number 15 in the programme. Number 5 on the machine. Yes, I stand corrected. Matt Etherington only have 2 of the 3 rides as wins. He was second in the other one to Richard Smith. Well done, my man on the left here. He corrected me and got me sorted out on that one. Just trying to do it from memory without looking at the programme. I should know better at my age. Revs rise, tapes fly, here they come. Matt Etherington gets the whole shot. Matt Etherington's down to the first turn first. Richard Smith is right there with him. And there's Karl Rushen, Brian Cornelius and Chris Ward. Matt Etherington certainly got a bit between his teeth this year on this 350cc machine. He's going very, very well and deserves to do so. It's number 5 or 15, if you like, in the programme. Matt Etherington. From 33, Richard Smith. From 63, Karl Rushen. 61, Chris Ward. And 48, Brian Cornelius. Pulling away on the front line, it's Matt Etherington. 2 laps down and 2 laps to go. Richard Smith in second place, then Karl Rushen. Chris Ward and Brian Cornelius. Last lap flag at the ready as Matt Etherington comes up the hill. 1 lap to go for Matt Etherington. Richard Smith in second, Karl Rushen, Chris Ward and Brian Cornelius. Checkered flag for Matt Etherington. Richard Smith, Karl Rushen, Chris Ward and Brian Cornelius. Race 28, 350cc solo, sponsored by China. A win for number 15, Matt Etherington. Second place to 33, Richard Smith. Third place to 63, Karl Rushen. Fourth place, 61, Chris Ward. And fifth place was number 48, Brian Cornelius. The winner's time was 1 minute 18.4 seconds, a speed of 57.66 miles per hour. From the top, 15, 33, 63, 61, 48, 1 minute 18.4 seconds, 57.66 miles per hour. Quickly, if we can, the 350cc overall this afternoon. We have in first place, no great surprise there, Matt Etherington on 47 points. Number 33, Richard Smith, was in second place on 45 points. Third place, number 63, Karl Rushen on 37 points. Fourth place, number 61, Chris Ward on 36 points. Fifth place, 48, Brian Cornelius on 33 points. And in sixth place, number 116, Bob Dolman, 9 points from one ride. That's your overall of the 350cc solos. They are the points scorers for the Eastern Centre Championship, round 1, 2010. We move on to the Sidecar 1000 right hand. Four outfits. One late off the line there. And this one, Dave Penfold, again. First out the trap and in the winning groove. I have to say, the first passenger I gave out was Richard Webb, and the second one I gave out was Paul Randall, but I don't know, I think it's Richard Webb myself. Meanwhile, John Stafford and Lee Jones are in second. John Thorpe and Ian Howe are in third. Shane Lingwood, Adam Field in fourth. Last lap flag is out. Dave Penfold, Richard Webb, John Stafford, Lee Jones, John Thorpe and Ian Howe, Shane Lingwood and Adam Field. Checkered flag being made ready. These 1,000 right-handers seem to be over in no time, don't they? Dave Penfold and Richard Webb. 4 starts, 4 wins here this afternoon. John Stafford, John Thorpe, Shane Lingwood. Race 29, 1,000cc sidecar, sponsored by Todd Contracting, was a win for number 3, Dave Penfold and Richard Webb. In second place was 81, John Stafford and Lee Jones. In third place was number 362, John Thorpe and Ian Howe. And in fourth place was number 74, Shane Lingwood and Adam Field. The winner's time was 1 minute 12 seconds precisely, at 55.4 miles per hour. That's 3:81, 3:62, 74, 1 minute and 12 seconds precisely, 55.4 miles per hour. And the overall result for the 1,000cc sidecars this afternoon was a clear and outright win for number 3, Dave Penfold and Richard Webb on 24 points. In second place, it's 3:62, John Thorpe and Ian Howe on 17 points. Third place was 81, John Stafford and Lee Jones on 15 points. And 74, Shane Lingwood and Adam Field on 13. Here we go, we're underway. The 500cc solos, sponsored by Saffron Autos, and Dave Mears takes the lead. From the ugly track specialist, Darren Rolph. And showing that he is the specialist, he powers straight through on the inside. Oh, something's gone wrong, and down goes Darren Rolph. Now on goes Darren Rolph. He's picked it up, but it's definitely a problem here. The engine seems to have dropped to the floor. It's like the frame has snapped in half. Meanwhile, we'll continue with this. Dave Mears, James Theobald, Dean Garrod. I think he's broke it. There we come then, Dave Mears leading this one from 26. James Theobald. Now, can Dave Mears tally? Beat Darren Rolph as Darren Rolph gets the no score. Flagman's at the ready. Dave Mears takes his first win of the afternoon from 26 James Theobald. From 112, Dean Garrod. Once again, could we not have too many people from the crowd rushing over the ropes? It's very dangerous. And race 30, a win for number 19, Dave Mears. Second place, number 26, James Theobald. Third place was 112, Dean Garrod. The winner's time was 1 minute 18.6 seconds. A speed of 57.51 miles per hour. Certainly looks like a broken frame to me, but look at that, sporting Dave Mears taking Darren Rolph back to the pits, pillion. As Darren Rolph, equally sporting, lets the mechanics carry the bike back. That result again then, race 30, a win for number 19, Dave Mears, second 26, James Theobald, and third 112, Dean Garrod. The winner's time was 1 minute 18.6 seconds and 57.51 miles per hour. The overall result of the 500cc solos this afternoon, bearing in mind it's round one of the Eastern Centre Championships. In first place, Dave Mears on 45 points. Second place, James Theobald on 39 points. Third place, 112, Dean Garrod on 37 points. Fourth place, number 41, Darren Rolph on 36 points. Fifth place, 46, John Yeldham on 23 points. Sixth place, 56, Richard Reed on 10 points from one ride. And in seventh place, number 55, Paul Morfey, 6 points from one ride. I don't know whether you've got pens and pencils if you want to write it down. I'll do it a bit later, but have your pen and the back of your programme ready or something. It's always a bit of a waffle when somebody just blurts out some numbers and you're not ready for it. So we'll have to get you ready for it first. Oh, looks like we've only got 2 left-hand sidecars to go in this one. Revs rise, tapes fly, and here they come. Oh, big bump there for young Tom Penfold. Charlie Ridley leads. Charlie Ridley and Steve Bowles. Exit in the first corner. Their first season last year, in which they did very well, and you can see they're doing afternoon, and I think every race has been a win for them so far throughout the programme. Charlie Ridley and Steve Bowles leading then from Tom Penfold and Dan Batstone. Obviously problems for Tony Penfold keeping him out of this race. It's a shame as they're good to watch, but they're not so good to watch if there's not so many of them. A bit like any class really, it's always better to have a full grid. Never mind, we've got some full grids down at Mason Aces for you in a fortnight's time, left-handers. Past that flag, Charlie Ridley and Steve Bowles. Second place, Tom Penfold and Dan Batstone. 130. Steve Bowles, done it again. Charlie Ridley and Steve Bowles take the win. Oh, Tom's got a wide line this time. Riding up the banking. Tom Penfold and Dan Batstone. Second place. Well, Worthington. Race 31, the 1000cc left-hand sidecar. Race was a win for 130. Charlie Ridley and Steve Bowles. And in second place was number 5, Tom Penfold and Dan Batstone. The winner's time was 1 minute 30.9 seconds, giving an average speed of 50.17 miles per hour. From the top, 1:30.5. 1 minute 30.9 seconds, 50.17 miles per hour. The left-hand sidecar overall result is a win for Charlie Ridley on 24 points, second Tom Penfold on 14 points, and third Tony Penfold on 5. Here comes the upright. Brian Cornelius and Paul Morfey in hot battle together with John Yeldham trying to split the pair of them up. Brian Cornelius showing his cards a little early for him. He normally creeps up the inside on the last 2 laps when they're all puffing and blowing and getting out of shape. He normally comes past them, but he's decided to lead this one from the front. 48, Brian Cornelius. From 46, John Yeldham. From 55, Paul Morfey. From 32, Arnold Fenner. Barry Joyce. Adrian Harden. Oh, just dropped one. And number 7 on his back. We haven't got a number 7. He might have been Ben Leeds. And they come then. 48, Brian Cornelius at half distance from John Yeldham. From Arnie Fenner. Paul Morfey. Barry Joyce. Brian Cornelius holding that very, very, very tight line, taking the shortest way round. If you want to go round him, you've got to go a lot faster, and John Yeldham thinks he can do it. Round that turn they come, the last lap flag in their sights. John Yeldham may just have half a tyre's width on him on that line. Brian Cornelius plugging away there. John Yeldham in second. Arnie Fenner. Brian Cornelius powers right up alongside and into the lead. John Yeldham takes the big swoop round the outside. Brian Cornelius hugs the tight line. Round they come then. Up to the finish. The checkered flag is out, and it's John Yeldham from Brian Cornelius. From Arnie Fenner. Paul Morfey. Oh, we've got a red flag. Oh, didn't see him drop that over there. Looks like Barry Joyce in those green leathers. Race 32, the older 2 valve and upright motorcycles, was a win for number 46, John Yeldham. Second place was 48, Brian Cornelius. Third place was number 32, Arnie Fenner. Fourth place was number 55, Paul Morfey. And fifth place was number 2, Adrian Harden. Sixth place to 99, Dean Greenhill. The winner's time was 1 minute and 24 seconds precisely, giving an average speed of 53.81 miles per hour. From the top, 46, 48, 32, 55, 2 and 99, 1 minute 24 seconds, 53.81 miles per hour. This is the big one, chaps. This is the big one, chaps. This is the last race of the afternoon. It's where we crown the under-21 champion for 2010. As they come to the line, in points scored order, 151 Rob Mear has 34 points. Number 1, Tom Perry has 32 points. Number 7, Harlan Cook has 27 points. Number 25, Charlie Saunders has 25 points. 144, Mike Faulkner has 25 points. Number 14, Stuart Mears has 25 points. Number 10, Craig Drury has 21 points. And number 191, Mr. Heath, has 19 points. It's all to be fought for here. If 151 wins the final, obviously he becomes the title holder, as he's got the maximum. They've got to 34 points now, and a maximum score would mean he couldn't be beaten. However, if number 1, Tom Perry, wins it, I think the scoring is 9-7. If Tom Perry wins it, That then means that 151, Rob Mear and Tom Perry would have equal points. Then it would be down to the man who wins the final to be the under-21 champion. Number 7, Harlan Cook could win it and throw the thing wide open. But this is the big one, chaps. The last race of the afternoon. Such a pleasure to be here. We only seem to come once a year. We used to come twice a year at one time. We only seem to come up here once a year now. And a lot of clubs are whittling down the numbers of meetings they run. Maybe it's in order to avoid clashes with other clubs. I really don't know, but leaves Grasstrack a bit thin in most of the centres, I believe. There's so much travelling if you want to be Grasstracking every week. So, the big line-up for the big race of the afternoon, the under-21 final. It's go! Up to the first turn, they go. Rob Mear gets the whole shot. Tom Perry goes with him. They're the two it's really between this afternoon. And Rob Mear goes very wide. Tom Perry cuts back up on the inside. He gains a lot of yards on him, but you've got to gain yards and you've got to get past. That's the hard thing. Rob Mear rides up the banking. He's going for it. Tom Perry's right there in second place. Then Charlie Saunders, Harlan Cook, Stuart Mears, Craig Drury, Mike Faulkner, and Mr. Heath. Rob Mear looking extremely fast. Oh, problems with Rob Mear. He's off it. He's down, and into the lead goes Tom Perry. Tom Perry leads it. The red flags are out. The red flags are out. The race is being stopped in the interest of safety. I guess that means that Rob Mear went down all on his own. He probably won't be allowed back in the rerun. Well, the ambulance is there, but young Rob looked up and okay. Don't think there's anything wrong with Rob. It appears, though, that it's another cracked frame. What a shame. The man was right on the top of the table for the under-21 title. And it's all just disappeared in front of him. Riders, for your prize money, Jim is up here at the finish line caravan with the money. I can see the recovery truck coming out onto the track. Yep. Upright solo then, the upright solo overall result. You can't get much closer than this really. The win of the upright solo this afternoon goes to number 48 Brian Cornelius on 45 points. In second place was 46 John Yeldham on 45 points, but Brian Cornelius wins it on countback. Third place going to 55, Paul Morfey on 40 points, followed by Arnold Fenner on 29 points from 3 rides, followed by Adrian Harden on 29 points, Barry Joyce on 25 from 3 rides, Dean Greenhill on 24, Ben Leeds on 19 from 3 rides. So Brian Cornelius, who started racing in about 1972, still winning in 2010. Rob Mears bike being put in the van. I expect Rob will go and get a lift in there as well. Ambulance leaving the circuit. We're ready for the rerun of race 33, the British Under-21 Championship final. Ladies and gentlemen, on your way out this evening, the St John's will be having a collection. Quite a rare thing that these days. Most St John's actually charge for their services these days, therefore they don't get a collection as well. But obviously they're unpaid volunteers here, and they will be having a collection at the gate. Please give as generously as you can. If you know the score, well, you should do. We used to do it every week. Revs rise. The tapes fly on the final, and here they come, and who's going to get the whole shot this time? Tom Perry just ahead of Charlie Saunders. Charlie Saunders goes to the inside line. Charlie Saunders gets his front wheel in front. Tom Perry's on the outside. Tom Perry goes by. Tom Perry leads. Charlie Saunders in second place. Harden Cook in third. It's all to fight for here, but if Tom Perry can stay in that place, he wins. Charlie Saunders in second place here in the final. They were the two clear-cut favourites for this meeting this afternoon. But you can't fiddle it, it's all live stuff. And Charlie Saunders did suffer quite badly earlier on with that spill. And it's robbed him of points that could have had him right on the top of the table. In fact, I think he was at the top of the table at the time. Tom Perry, though, you can't take it away from him. He's plugged away all day and he's there right out in front. Charlie Saunders chasing him home. Up the hill they come. There's the last lap flag for Tom Perry from Charlie Saunders, from Harlan Cook, Michael Faulkner, Stuart Mears, Craig Drury. Charlie Saunders making a move now. He's going very, very fast. He's taken a slightly wider line into that corner, hoping to cut back on the inside, but he can't get on Tom Perry. Tom Perry's the man of the moment. Tom Perry takes the win. Charlie Saunders a well-deserved second. Well, could it have been like if he hadn't had that spill earlier? Harlan Cook comes home in third, followed by Michael Faulkner, followed by Craig Drury, Stuart Mears. And that's the end of it. Look at them shaking hands down there on the far side like true sporting gentlemen. Let's hope they come round for a lap of honour. Tom Perry, the under-21 champion for 2010. I hope they're going... No, he's being sent round. He was trying to go back to the bits, but he's going to come round and show you appreciation. Done well. The young lads, the future of the sport. Tom's done well on the continent also this year. Charlie always puts in a very good account for himself. They come round, give them a round of applause. Jump up and down and scream and shout, wave your programs in the air. No, I'm still... Round they come then. There he is, under-21 champion, Tom Perry. From Wolverhampton, didn't he do well? Here comes Charlie Saunders, not sure yet of the overall results. I don't know where they are in the meeting. Second in the final there, Charlie Saunders, going extremely well this afternoon. 10, Craig Drury. 7, Harlan Cook. 144, Mike Faulkner. My guess is there's a presentation, because there's a presentation trailer to my right-hand side here. We'll be on there very, very, very soon. Race 33, the British Under-21 Championship final. Don't forget, the result is on the points, not on the final. First in the final was number 1, Tom Perry. Second was number 25, Charlie Saunders. Third was number 7, Harlan Cook. Fourth was number 144, Michael Faulkner. Fifth was 10, Craig Drury. Sixth was number 14, Stuart Mears. Seventh was 191, Trevor Heath. The winner's time was 1 minute 13.9 seconds. And an average speed of 61.17 miles per hour. I'm told that the presentation will be within 10 minutes. The presentation will be within 10 minutes. I'll do that race result again. Race 33, the British Under-21 500cc final, was won by number 1, Tom Perry. Second, 25, which was Charlie Saunders. Third was number 7, Harlan Cook. Fourth was 144, Mike Faulkner. Fifth was number 10, Craig Drury. Sixth was number 14, Stuart Mears, and 7th was 191, Trevor Heath. The winner's time, 1 minute 13.9 seconds, 61.17 miles per hour. The overall result of the under-21s for 2010. In first place, Tom Perry on 41 points. Second place, number 151, Rob Mear on 34 points. Third place was number 7, Harland Cook on 33 points. Fourth was 25, Charlie Saunders on 32 points. Fifth was 144, Mike Faulkner on 30 points. Sixth was number 14, Stuart Mears on 28 points. Seventh was number 10, Craig Drury on 25 points. Eighth was 191, Trevor Heath on 21 points. Ninth was number 13, Rob Mears on 17. 10th was 36, Aaron Pease. 10th was 36, Aaron Pease on 14 points. 11th was 110, James Moon on 13 points. 12th was 51, Dave Radley on 10 points. 13th was 12, Chris Watts on 10 points. And 14th was number 19, James Worrell on 3 points. So the under-21 top 3, Tom Perry, Rob Mear, Harland Cook. We need you up here for the presentation very, very soon, please.
Right then, the 1, 2, 3 this afternoon. Steve, did you pick up that? We got it up that end, didn't you? Now, number 3, award that to the man that came third this afternoon. I always knew he'd be a dark horse in this event. He was going from strength to strength at such a young age. Please welcome Harland Cook. In total. Very young man with his head screwed on the right way. He managed to get it, keep out of trouble and come good. In second place, what a shame. What it could have been if that frame hadn't broken in that final. Second place to Rob Mear. And our big winner this afternoon, number 1 on his bike, number 1 on the rostrum place this afternoon, the new undisputed champion of the under-21s for 2010, Mr. Tom Perry. I quite thank your sister, Susie. Oh, it's not his sister, somebody said, no. Well done there, Tom. Sure there's many of them more to come, and the same for you younger fellas there as well. It's wonderful to see you all up on there. Ladies and gentlemen, the 1, 2, 3, Tom Perry, Rob Mear and Harland Cook. Well, that's still shoot. Too much to carry there, son. Yeah, I could take the alcohol for you. Tom. You want a quick word with me? You consistently got there this afternoon, didn't you? But it was a bit dodgy at one point, wasn't it? What's your version of the mid-events where poor Charlie dropped it and opened the door for you?
Like Rob and Charlie have been really unlucky, really, with Rob's bike breaking, and Charlie just had a little slip. But it's on the day, and anything could happen. I could have fell off, but it was alright. I enjoyed it. Good day.
You would enjoy it, you want it. You did very well. Anybody you want to say thank you to today?
Thanks to my dad for bringing me in, all my family for helping me again. So yeah, thank you.
And where are you riding next?
France next weekend, and then back on the speed there, and then Germany again. So busy.
A very busy boy. Ladies and gentlemen, Tom Perry. Let's get you back. Well, you get this bit when you come back, won't you?